Okay, so on the 4 hour model, 4 hour model with the high stoke and everything coming up against the resistance. Those are each of my dynamic resistance levels, right? At the bottom of the cloud on the 99 EMA. Perfect time to get a rejection, to get a short-term dip. Since the stoke is really high, now again, you could get to a point where the stoke just waves up and down, back and forth like this, just it's useless, right? When it does these big full up and down waves and it repeats itself over and over again, then I use it to predict reversals. You've seen me do it a lot, right? Eventually, when I'm predicting those reversals, eventually I'm wrong and I think it's going to go down but it goes up, or I think it's going to go up but it's going to go down, because every pattern fails eventually. It repeats itself a bunch and you can keep using it to predict the future. Eventually it's going to fail. So I'm not 100% sure, but based on what we're seeing now, it looks like everything's coming together for it to dip here. So if you wanted to get in, instead of buying right here, I would wait and see if it comes down a bit. But if it does keep going and it pushes above the 99 and the bottom of the cloud, then we might just be going hyper bullish, like what happened on the hourly, where the hourly, the stoke got really high. After this wave, see how the wave had up and down and up, and it was like the price was following the stoke wave cycle perfectly. Then you got to this point where it looked like it was going to come down on the hourly, but she just busted out and just kept going up aggressively. That's hyper bullish, right? When the stoke's all the way up high like that, but the price is not coming back down. If that happens on the 4 hour and we see a breakout like that, imagine, look at what happened on the hourly. The hourly was right here, and then it went hyper bullish, and for the next like 14 hourly candles, it just kept going up. So imagine if that happens on the 4 hour candles, we're talking about a really big move up. So if it starts pushing up above the 99 and the bottom of the cloud, if it gets up above like 37.75, 37.750, that's probably a good indication that it's just going to keep pumping overnight, at least until the 222 EMA. So it'll definitely get above 40K if that happens. If this reversal holds, we'll get a little bit of a dip, and then you'll be able to buy in lower, so it's better to wait to enter and not enter right now. Because if you wanted to enter into the longs for the daily chart's bullish, the weekly chart's bullish, so it looks like we're going to get a 5 to 10 day bull run at the very least, which could even turn into like a 4 to 8 week long bull run is definitely possible. But initially, at least short term, the daily looks really, really good. So if everything plays out the way the model is suggesting, we're going to get a little bit of a dip here and then push up. But if we don't get the dip here and we keep going up without coming back down first, then it's probably going to pump, like I was saying. So it's better to wait to get in. You could always get in and buy higher later, but it's better to wait, because if it does dip, there's a chance it might come back down. You might be able to get in at like 34,250 around there. If it dips a little bit on the 4 hour model, you could get down to as low as like 34K maybe and get a much better entry. So instead of going in now, you're better off waiting. If you just buy now, that's fine if you're willing to wait. And if it goes down, you're not going to freak out and sell for a loss. You're going to hold, because I expect it to go down a bit. So you could buy a little bit now, and then if it dips down, you could buy lower. Or you could just wait across the board and not buy yet and wait, and then if it goes down, you buy lower, and if it goes up, you'll pay more, but you could still buy in later. You'll just have to pay a little bit more. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know where you got the 45 down to 39. I was talking about like looking at the daily chart, what would happen like down the road if we get this bull run. Then we'll go up to 45 potentially, and then if that were to happen, then we could retrace to 39. Nobody's going to say like we're going to go to 45 and then to 39 weeks in advance. That's crazy. So I just wanted to clarify so you understood what I meant.